Hey everyone, Reflected here, and today I'm going to share my thoughts on my new F-16 Viper ICP by WinWing. There are many reviews on YouTube, so I'd like to approach it from a different angle instead of a repeat performance of those. I'll tell you what it's like and what I think of it, of course, but there were two aspects that I was really curious about. One, how difficult is it to set it up? And two, is it useful for someone who doesn't fly the Viper exclusively or doesn't have a complete home cockpit? As you know, I'm working on an F-16 Viper campaign for the upcoming DCS Cola map. It's called Arctic Thunder. Working on the missions, I really started to love and appreciate the F-16. The guys and gals at WinWing were so nice that they teamed up with me for this project and send me a full Viper gear so I can test the campaign in style. I already had their F-16EX stick. Check out my review if you haven't seen it yet. The next item I'm gonna review is the ICP. So, the Viper is a very gadgety jet in my book. You know, I'm more of an analog guy. You really need a good stick and HOTAS to be able to operate all of its systems in combat without having to fiddle with the keyboard combos. On top of these, there's another very important item, the ICP or Integrated Control Panel, that enables you to communicate with the Viper's brain. You manage your waypoints, mark points, radios, frequencies, set up your countermeasures, and countless other things through the ICP. Imagine you're flying a CAS and you need to enter the coordinates for the echo point. Or, on a SEAD mission, you want to set up a new mark point in a split second to mark the location of the SA-8 that you just spotted, preferably before it shoots you down. It's pretty difficult to do that with your mouse cursor while flying the jet. WinWing's ICP is an exact replica of the real Viper's ICP with a DED or Data Enter Display screen mounted on its stub. It's made of plastic. Hey, I know, some of you hate this word, but it's a really good quality, robust plastic, not the cheap toy-like one that first comes into your mind. The buttons, to my surprise, are made of rubber. But this is great, it gives them a good feel and nice response. Do you know what they're made of in the real jet? The wheels have nice friction, the whole thing feels robust and well built. Assembly is super easy. If you can assemble a basic IKEA shelf, you don't have any excuses. You'll manage. If you're not mounting it on a home cockpit, you have two options to mount the bracket. Either a more upright position of 51 degrees or a more laid-back one at an angle of 16 degrees. At first I chose the 51 degrees because it's closer to how the panel is mounted in the real jet. Vertically, that is. I was afraid that by pressing the buttons, I would tip the ICP over on its back. But WinWing supplied some really strong double-sided sticky tape. It feels like insetting concrete. Then I realized I couldn't access the keyboard of my laptop. The ICP was blocking it. Yeah, I'm using a laptop. So I swapped it around and now it's laying at 16 degrees so that it doesn't obstruct anything. It really is plug and play. Just make sure you have the latest CMAP Pro installed. You can adjust the backlight, you can even link it to the brightness knob within DCS. How cool is that? Also, the DED mirrors the in-game DED, so you don't have to move your eyes between the screen and the physical ICP wherever you have it installed. Just make sure that CMAP Pro is running and it's allowed to modify the export.lua file. Otherwise, this feature won't work. Ask me how I know. So, yeah, very easy to get it up and running. But it brings me to my second question. I always thought that such fancy controllers are for people who have a complete F-16 home cockpit and fly nothing but the Viper. Needless to say that when you do fly the Viper, it's worth its weight in gold. That's obvious. But what if you just have a regular PC on a desk or, like me, a laptop? What if you fly all kinds of jets or even warbirds? Can you make use of the ICP? The answer to that question is hell yeah. You have a bucket load of buttons right in front of you that are much easier to reach and find than your keyboard. On top of this, you have 4 wheel axes and 2 3-way metal switches. It only takes a little bit of creativity to use them on any plane. For example, the wheels can be used as gun sight brightness in warbirds, and also target span and range controls. Or the cockpit lights in the P-51. This is just an example. You can turn it into the ACM panel of the Tomcat. I like to assign controller buttons that are in the same position relative to my body as in the real plane. And in all aircraft, you have switches and knobs in front of you. Right now, I'm testing my Viper campaign missions, and it feels amazing that I have every button and switch at my disposal in the physical world, and they're exactly the same as what I see on screen. It's invaluable. But I enjoy just as much using it for the extra buttons and axes when flying the P-51 Mustang. Who would have known? Alright, I hope this video helped you if you were on the fence of getting one for yourself, and if you have one already, let me know in the comments what you think of it. Stay tuned, the next review is going to be the Orion 2 throttle with the F-16 grip, so hit that subscribe button. See ya!